Pillars of Eternity.
Sure. Let's go! I'm ready.
Hey.
Yeah?
Hi?
What?
No problem.
How may I help? Love. Waru, be on seek! Hey.
I can't knock you down.
I'm here. I'm ready. Eh?
Oops. Oh my god.
I'm ready. Ready, Watcher. Ready, Watcher.
Yes? Architect's worth and drop! Hey.
Eh?
Lava, be on seek!
Hold on. That was something.
No problem.
Oh, on the outside. Oops.
Hey. How may I help?
Ready, Watcher.
What?
No problem. Let's go! Let's go!
Oh my god.
Yes? Lava boost.
I'm ready.
Hey. Hmm? How may I help?
Eh?
Worth and rough!
Let's go! Let's go! Let's go!
That's not very helpful.
Let's go! Get on! Let's go! Got it.
See what's in the center now.
Get on!
No, these are. Alright. On the cake. We got what I'm looking for here. Your tongue. I bet that's tasty. Oh, that's right.
A temple to Margaret if there ever was one. That's so far. And what does the flame? That's how you know she's excited.
Hey.
Ready, Watcher.
What?
Lavaru, be on seat!
I'm ready. Permet kong Swolias. I'm here. Dead on!
Yeah! Yeah!
This thing isn't doing the job.
That's not good.
She got knocked out. Empire.
You give me any more gifts and people will start thinking you're playing favorites. I shall be discreet. Yes? Lavaru!
I'm ready. Yeah?
Be on seat! How may I help? Lavaru, be on...
Yeah?
seat!
Work rock!
You're not getting through me.
Yeah!
I shall be discreet.
Got it.
Resting right next to a dragon. That can't be a good idea. Hail the silent. The dread Cox's enormous head looks at you. It is a stream of words directly in your mind. Glowing, burning spark. You elf think you come to take my spark? What's the spark? Spark is an ember, warm, glowing, beautiful. One day I will become a burning thing, bright, terrible like my spark. Enough of this. No, you come to steal with your cold, dirty paws. I shall protect it. Alright. Take you out.
Ready, Watcher. I'm ready.
What else do we got going on?
What? seek.
Ready. Yeah.
Maru beyond seek.
That's it!
I'm ready.
What?
Hey. Hi?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
You are rock. Damn, missed.
On the ground where the dragon head curled around it, you find a stone that glows a brilliant orange. It is cool to the touch when you reach to retrieve it. Duran catches a glimpse of it, and his eyes bulge out of their sockets. He scowls, his mouth puckered as though having tasted poison, and he spits on the stony ground. A horror's cruel jest. The bitch was always known where to sink her claws to get a rise out of me. What do you mean? This stone you carry, this is part of the bomb that destroyed Aothas, the God Hammer. Tell me about the God Hammer. Ask me on the road, Watcher. I'm in no mood for it, with the horror's bitter perfume still clogging my sensors. You seem angry. For the first time, Durant seems to become aware of his demeanor, and as quickly as it had flared, it seems to recede until you start to question whether he had been angry at all. No, it is not anger, you see. I am merely the victim of a divine practical joke, it seems. That will remain between she and I, Watcher, for only I am able to appreciate it. So what's it doing here? One wonders. The bomb blew big, but it would not have sent fragments this far from the citadel. The Drake must have carried it quite a distance, or Migrande merely put it here herself. Is it worth anything? Ha! Ask Aothas. I mean, in terms of copper, there was a time when it might have been, but the market soon became flooded with pieces of the God Hammer, most of them no more than the trivial enchantments of swindlers dabbling in wizardry, counterfeits. And there's never been a reliable way to judge a fragment's authenticity, and the would-be judges are often watchers, questionable as the artifacts themselves. Their value has plummeted considerably. Ask any shopkeeper and he'll try to sell you his fragments instead. Let's bring it back to Frigga. Oops. Oops.
Got it. Time to see
Anything
and
else
not
you
be
need?
seen.
Great stash there. A lot of gold I can't pick up. All right. What is the second one? Heyday. Yeah, we're gonna make a shit ton of money, so it doesn't matter. Head back. Where am I going? Restaurants. Ow! 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 You guys are killing me here.
Hail and well met.
May you be guided by the temple and tempered by the flame. God, you're annoying, cat. Present the burning stone. I journeyed to Searing Falls myself. This is what I found there. By the flame, do you know what this is? It's a fragment of the Godhammer bomb. Yes, the very weapon that McGran herself helped us build to defeat Wadewind and the Saints' War. It's weird seeing it right in front of you like that, but it was just stories. Never seemed real. So why don't I feel any differently? What good does this do? McGran is the goddess of trials, and yet you sent me to pursue the vision she gave you. So you proved yourself faithless. Was it a test or just evidence of what McGran already knew? I think I suspected, but I kept hoping for a different answer. Everyone's trials come. There's no avoiding it. To avoid it is to fail it. Her weakness shows plain as the relics glow. She may have worn the robes of McGran, but she never followed her. Lost in the darkness, this one. Do not forget what it looks like. This is the true burden of faith, not a goddess's challenge, but her absence, her silence, or the answer that reveals your own hollow conviction. It will take weeks to still to appoint a suitable successor. In the meantime, I'll serve the people as best I can. Wait here a moment. She disappears and quickly returns with something in her hands. I'm no longer fit to wield this, but perhaps it could serve you. Besides, I do owe you some thanks for the service you performed. Thank you and farewell. Ooh. Man, I wish I had someone who used a flail. Alright. Where do I want to go? Misery of Madness. Let's go to... Well, actually, let's do this. You know how hard it is to play games with a cat trying to crawl up your chest? It is not easy. Upper wing, is that where that is? Nope. 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 Where was it? Library.
Bring back the feisty one. There's a woman can do some damage squeezing her legs together.
It isn't a parlor trick. Besides, she doesn't take orders well.
She has backbone, that woman. Does it scare you?
No, but I won't be responsible for what happens if you call her whore.
Was it the first fires? Was I already there? Yes, it was. Ha! I'm a dummy. Who am I looking for in here? I've already forgotten. Helm.
Greetings.
Every day we get more from the hinterlands pouring into Defiance Bay. Keeps us busy on the watch, it does. It looks like you recently arrived yourself. Who are you? A soldier of the Crucible Knights and proud of it. I help keep everything running at the keep so the commander, Cliver, can focus on more important matters. Looking for something or just knocking the dirt off your boots? So it goes on in Crucible Keep. This is the headquarters of the Crucible Knights, so it's where we store arms and armor as well as where many of our soldiers bunk. Commander Cliver's in the back making plans, as usual. You'll find the forge at the west end of the building along with our master smith Dunstan. There's also a shrine to the golem if you're the praying type. So tell me about the Crucible Knights. We're the defenders of Defiance Bay. We're not exactly a formal knighthood, but don't tell Commander Cliver I said that. We were the first organized militia to oppose Adiran rule, and today we're the largest force in the city. Our soldiers undergo years of combat training, and our officers are required to have their souls read by that critter out in Dunrid Row. So what's this about Dunrid Row? There's a requirement of the Crucible Knights so the higher-ups know there's nothing messy built in your soul's past. Keep the ranks pure, inspired by me. I just wish they were more careful when hiring their ciphers. So what's wrong with their ciphers? He shifts his weight and glances at the empty halls. They're mostly Orlans. I'm sure they're talented enough, but you just can't trust them. Hostility's in their nature, and they should learn to hide it over the years. All I'm saying is they should at least be supervised by other folk. That's reasonable enough, isn't it? Well, if people treated them better, you wouldn't have to worry about them being so hostile. I'm just speaking the truth. Nowadays, it seems that that's the biggest crime of all. Alright. I've already done that for you. Just the car's gaze flicks over briefly in return before returning to the novitiates gathered in the arena. This is about patrols. My novitiates are already stretched to the limit. Between the refugee influx and the mess at Heritage Hill, I simply don't have any units to spare. I'm sorry, was there something else you need? There's something wrong at Heritage Hill? What isn't wrong is the real question. A whole district of walking, flesh-eating corpses. We sealed the area 2 months ago, just after I lost one of my finest commanders there, and yet this is the second guard rotation to disappear. Already enough rumors about the floating around the keep without my soldiers whispering about these disappearances. They just soon abandon the district, but if those monsters should find a way out, I could look into it. After what I just told you want to go to Heritage Hill, I've lost trained soldiers there. Why should I let anyone in? People are disappearing, someone's got to figure out what's happening to them. You're so eager to rush your death, I won't stop you. And if you're somehow able to put a stop to this, you have my permission to enter Heritage Hill. I'll send word to the guards at the gate. So tell me about Heritage Hill. It used to be one of the most prestigious districts in Defiance Bay, but a few months ago, the residents all went mad, started eating each other, and anything else that had the bad luck to wander in the district. Never seen anything like it. Now every novitiate that stands guard there, even everyone that comes back anyway, talks of the stench of the grave and the groans of unspeakable horrors. The why and the how are the questions for the animancers. I've sealed the district in hopes of containing whatever happened there. It seems to be working for now. If nothing else, I must attend to my duties. So what do you do here? I'm in charge of the keep's novitiates, responsible for their training and patrol assignments. They're good soldiers and they've been quick to adapt to new challenges. Sadie looks like she had a bath and a few sperm. You know, she's fine. Okay, good. I know where you're at. Put.
I'll take a look.
Gotta be something else up here, right? Alright. motherfucker.
The work of a moment.
Risky.
If this is about the breastplates, I already told Cleaver they won't be repaired till next week.
What do you do here?
I'm a forge master. I'm a master smith for the Crucible Knights. But the way I see it, I'm also keeping up with our old traditions. The first members of our order were smiths. Nowadays, most everyone's a professional soldier. I suppose it's to be expected, but I think it's important we keep up with our roots, too.
Something else on your mind? Tell me about the Knights.
We were all smiths back in Hodred's day, though I'm about the only one here who still gets his hands dirty. We're a fearsome fighting force, though these days I think Cleaver takes more pride in our parade formations.
He thinks himself a progressive man, but he's obsessed with soul lineages and connections to the Deerwood's heroes of old. Other than Dunard Rowe, who really knows about any of this, though?
Gods keep you.
Are you looking for something? How does someone become a knight? You don't just take anyone. Our members share soul legacies with the very men and women who defended this land a century and a half ago. He shifts his weight and coughs. Anyhow, Commander Cleaver is responsible for initiation, but he rarely accepts foreigners. Was there anything else? So tell me about the Knights of the Crucible. We're the primary defenders of Defiance Bay. The Order's founders were the first to rally for Deerwoodian independence. Of course, that's ancient history now. Now we're the most prestigious company of soldiers in the Deerwood. It's a glorious line of work. If you can forget about the barracks, that is. Does the name Osric sound familiar? Got any self-respect, you want to associate with him, or any of his new friends in the expedition hall, for that matter. Scamps and delinquents a lot. So what's the story between you two? Osric has always held some controversial opinions, but they went overlooked for the longest time because his family had such an extensive history of service in the Crucible Knights. He finally went too far. He had the gall to insist that we had strayed too far from our roots and that some of our offers were beginning to resemble a dear nobility. He rubs a spot on his bracer with a silk handkerchief. He would have us all wear rough spun and fight with forge hammers. I merely reported his statements. I don't see the problem. People change. Organizations change. The Crucible Knights began as a militia blacksmith, but Dunce is one of the only officers who can wield a hammer these days. We're professional soldiers. Isn't that what you want defending a city? Besides, a novitiate has no business maligning his superiors. How leaders handle subordinates' defiance says a great deal about their ability to lead, don't you think? Is that his breastplate you're wearing? It was. It became property of the Crucible Knights when he was discharged. Now, it's mine. And it's not for sale if that's what you're wondering. Not every day you find armor that was used in the rebellion. So he says that your affidavit is a forgery. Just what would he know about that? It's perfectly convenient for him to cast aspersion with that his pedigree in the Knights. It's a lie, of course. Enough about Osric. Fare thee well. So... Road Knight. Oh, I have his affidavits. Alright. Let me get the hell out of here. Now I've got to go to... Hadrian House in Brackenbury.
Do you still have family living in the Deerwood, Adair?
No, not these days. Parents left the country years back during the purges. I think about them a lot.
It's a shame you and your family suffered, even after the Saints' War ended. You Deerwoodens certainly have a knack for holding on to old grudges.
Hadrian House. Oh. Can you be careful, please? Sure.
How do you do?
You carry whispers. Cade Noir, Gilded Veil, old voices indeed. How did you know? As a Cypress, it's my job to know these things. You carry the whiff of ancients. What else can you tell me? Not as much as I would like, unfortunately. My duties for Lady Webb require me to focus my talents elsewhere. He regards a table piled with scrolls. What brings you to Dunred Row? Is this affidavit real? It was signed by you. He holds the page but seems to stare through the words as if something woven in the fabric of the paper. Kern bares his pointed teeth. I remember Penhelm, a preening peacock of a man, his mouth dry and hands moist when I told him he was a sole descendant of an endearing general, one who'd fought against Hadrian's rebellion. A forgery, not the first I've seen, but I've no time for the knights and their obsessions. Bring this to the commander, Cleaver, and show him the seal. He points to the wax tab. If he compares it with another, he should be able to spot the difference. Doom a man for the soul the gods gave him seems rather unfair. Oh, that's kind of weird. I was invited here by Lady Webb. Forgive me, she doesn't take many visitors, but the ones she does invite are a fascinating lot. I've always marveled at her choices, nothing in common to my eyes, but her sight is far keener than mine. I wonder what it is she sees. Looks as though you could use some help. So many secrets and trails in the city, you have to but turn a corner and find a fresh trace of something stolen, someone missing. Fortunately, we haven't the time to investigate them all. I'm supposed to be working on other matters, but my mind still lingers on a few recent cases. Curse of a cipher to be ruled by the whims of curiosity. Tell me about those cases. One case or three, depending on how you look at it. 3 weeks and a disappearance at the end of each. Some might call it a coincidence. I call it a clue. Lady Webb knows you, trusts you, so I shall trust you too, so long as our interests are aligned. I'll look into it. Where should I start? Just like one of those Valiant whodunits, read a few of those on the road, helps pass the time. Copperlane, Owner's Gift, and Brackenbury, of course. To talk to the ones who reported the disappearances, the only ones who know enough to care, Laura, Oli, and Ekla. Who's missing? 2 men, 1 woman, Lendry, Kendall, and Cora. What about Lendry? Best to ask Oli. Seems they drank together at the Salty Mist and Owner's Gift. Also seems that no one else knew him as well enough to miss him. What about Kendall? Report missing by Elka, a dwarf who carried traces of fine wine and young dandies. Plenty of time and money to spend on her pleasures. Try Brackenbury. And Cora? Sister of Laura, one of the merchants in Copper Lane Bazaar. Not the kind of person who would just disappear, it seems. Did you find any leads? Not yet. No obvious connection between the victims, which is what makes me wonder so. Could be animacy related. Researchers always need subjects, the less scrupulous types in particular. Seems too risky for the sanitarium, but one never knows. I wouldn't put it past them. Talk first to the people who reported our victims missing. Mayhap you will catch something I miss. I'll let you know what I find. Farewell. Just talked to that little cipher, did you? One of my novitiates told me he'd seen someone in the records room. Give me the affidavit. I've done nothing to you. Cheer up. You always thought you were someone special. Soon everyone will know the truth. I won't let you ruin me over this. Alright. Let's see. Let's knock you on your
Hey.
ass.
Yes?
Do this.
Eh?
Ready, Watcher.
What?
Eh?
How may I help?
Ready, Watcher.
I'm ready.
Hey,
Yeah?
I still want to go
Got
talk
it.
to.
We just don't have the manpower. Refugees from every corner of the Deerwood. The dozens getting them all riled up about animancy. At this rate, we'll need twice the soldiers to patrol Defiance Bay. Yes? Can I help you with something?
Why don't you have enough soldiers?
Fleetbreaker Castle. The High Justice has summoned almost half of my novitiates, and more of my justiciars to a keep on the other side of New Hailmar. It's not for me to question the High Justice's orders, but it's left us short-handed. And mark me, we're just a couple sparks away from anarchy.
The only way I can help, I know how to handle myself. Always refreshing to meet someone who would rather fix a problem than complain about it. Forge Master Dunstan is working with an animancy scholar to build what we're calling Forge Knights, warriors that control our streets without suffering fatigue, disobedience, or fear. Some agitator throws a rock at him, we don't have to worry about things getting out of hand. He's constructed the armor, but we need the scholar's research. Unfortunately, she hasn't been around the last few times my novitiates have checked. Vienna lives with the rest of the Scriveners out in Copper Lane, but I haven't the soldiers spare at the moment. Go to the Scrivener's dormitory and see if you can find her. When you get the research, just bring it to Dunstan. This is his area of expertise anyway. Adamancy is tolerated in most parts of the Republic, but some Valiants prefer the community in Defiance Bay for their research. I hope she hasn't been forced out of the city, or worse. Once you've brought him the research, he can sell you any arms or armor if you have need. He forges and repairs all our equipment. You won't find a more capable smith in Defiance Bay. So you're in charge of the Crucible Knights. Here in Defiance Bay, anyhow. The High Justice is the leader of our order, but currently stationed at Fleetbreaker Castle. My job is to oversee our forces in Defiance Bay and to keep order for the Duke. So tell me about the Knights of the Crucible. We're the only professional army in Defiance Bay, or in the Deerwood for that matter. We defended the city in Hadrian's day, and we've improved our training since then, but Denard Rowe can certify that many of our officers come from the Deerwoodian fighting stock. Now, we're responsible for patrolling the city and keeping the peace. With so many refugees pouring in from the countryside, that's become more important than ever. Unfortunately, that's earned us enemies, particularly among the dozens and some of the more enterprising families of Defiance Bay. What do the dozens have against you? They're demagogues and troublemakers. They forget that Defiance Bay is one of the largest cities in the world and not some frontier outpost. Most of them are mercenaries on a good day and street thugs the rest of the time, needless to say they have no patience for law and order. So tell me about these enterprising families. House Dominel, namely. They're one of the city's oldest noble families and its largest criminal organization. Their patriarch, Gedmar, has been trying to take advantage of the turmoil to expand his operations. We've kept an eye on him, and he hasn't been too happy about that. Oh, I see. Nope, there's nothing else you can do for me. Look at all the quests and the experience and the loot I will eventually get. I will be rich beyond my wildest dreams. Now I need to go. Well, it's that area next. Breckenbrain. Yeah. Nope.
This elder of...
Maybe. But the search for Persock is just as important as what I find.
Is that right? And what if you return empty-handed, eh?
I never return empty-handed.
Where is this road? No. Nope. Is this the armor you wanted? Osric wavers for a moment in disbelief. He looks at you, then back at the breastplate. How did you manage this? You were right about the affidavit. Unfortunately, Penham forced me into a fight. A shame it ended like that, but he's the lying weasel who started this. You did all I asked, and you are owed much. Stop by Sonal's shop on the other side of the hall. She'll sell you some of the best gear in the city, and I'll see that she opens her inventory to you. So what is this armor to you anyway? It's nothing really, just a keepsake. He sighs. It commemorates the Order of McGran, highest order of valor, awarded to the dead, never the living. Us Deerwoodians, real Deerwoodians, don't have nobility or birthrights unless you're some copper fucker from Adir. All we got's the honor we bring our family name. Ah, copper fucker. There's a new one. So this is something to live up to. Nope. Now I can go buy stuff. Can I go talk to our Wayland? Alright, there's 1,049. So where am I my building? 1 hour, 19, 1 day, 19 hours.
Good day, stranger.
Show me your wares. Got some new gear. Don't know if I'm gonna use it on anybody. Thought it was interesting. Can I talk to him now?
I do have something, if you don't mind stepping on the toes of the Crucible Knights. Come to think of it, the Dominels won't be too pleased either. They've never liked seeing someone with nicer things than them.
Where do I begin?
Some of my other expeditions have come back with a rumor about a place called Lea Remen up near Stormwall Gorge. It's supposed to hold some of the greatest weapons those Engwithan bastards ever made, and we've got need of them.
The knights are meddling in animancy, befouling souls to build meta warriors. We've got to be prepared to defend ourselves and the city. If there's anything that could stand a chance against this madness, it's weapons made by the Engwithians themselves. They made the same kinds of abominations in their time. They'd know how to kill them. I sent the giant slayers after the weapons, but they haven't had much luck so far. They're better fighters than treasure hunters. Meet up with them at the wooden plains and see how far they've gotten. If you get any of those weapons, I'll see you get your cut. To stand up to the knights, you're willing to risk provoking Glambathians? Plus Denago, what are you thinking? That's what I wanted to do. It'll open that ruins for me. It's all worth it.
You've been on your own for 5 years,
I've had Itama.
but you can't talk to him.
My standards changed around year 2.
Alright, this we're going to stop because I want to talk to her for that one side mission. When we come back, we'll do a bunch more side stuff, or as much as I can do. I want to thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys are enjoying this. If you are, you know what to do. Leave a like, drop a comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Ooh, he wants to talk to me. Yeah, so I'll talk to you later. Thank you guys for watching. All the best. See you soon.